Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Aligned Actor PodTube Stack. We're sticking with that name because I love it. I'm Amy Schlerb. I'm your friendly neighborhood mindfulness and mindset coach for actors and creatives, helping us all to thrive mentally and emotionally as we ride these crazy career roller coasters of creative careers. It's full of unpredictable ups and downs, twists and turns, all of this stuff. And I just want us all to thrive mentally and emotionally, like I was saying, as we live our actor life, our creative life. So 'tis the season, friends, of joy and magic and festive good cheer. And 'tis also the season of rushing to finish all those goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of 2025, or maybe lamenting how you fell short. It's the season of shopping for all the gifts for all the folks, including that one gift that your child really desperately wants that you can't find anywhere. It's the season of attending all the work parties and the friend parties and the school recitals, rushing here and there and traveling or hosting or dealing with disappointing whatever family members want you to be there or want you to host or whatever. Basically, 'tis the season of stress, which is why I want to help you plan for that. And I specifically emphasize the word plan because PLAN is actually an acronym that I came up with. It's a mindfulness self-care practice. PLAN. And hectic holidays aside, PLAN is actually how I incorporate self-care more regularly into my day-to-day life. And it's how I ensure that my physical and mental needs are met no matter how busy my life gets. So in the past, I used to, like, if life got really busy and stressful, self-care was pretty much the first thing that would go, right? Like, I have all this other stuff to take care of. I can't take care of me. I have to take care of all this other stuff, which is kind of a backwards way to go about stuff because I need to be taking care of me so that I can take care of all of the stuff, right? Like, it doesn't work. You can't pour from an empty cup, as they say. But that was how it would go, right? Everything else would get the care and the attention, and wouldn't, right? Yet, when life is really busy and hectic, that's exactly when we need self care the most. Because if we're not caring for our bodies, minds, and spirits, we feel exhausted, we feel stressed, and we start putting our mental and physical health at risk. It's like I was saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. Hence, the need for a plan. See what I did there? So I have a video to show you, which is going to talk you through PLAN, PLAN. And yes, it's a video within a video, which is very meta and fun, right? And if you're listening on the podcast, you will still get all the benefits because it's all verbal. You don't need to see me talking through the plan unless you want to see my snack that I made for myself. But I would encourage you could come to the Substack if you're listening on the podcast and watch the video there if you want to. So yeah, so this is basically, it's a video that I made of myself that I was planning to make a reel for Instagram, which I'm still going to put it out there as well, where I work through PLAN actively. So I talk you through what the acronym stands for, and then I use myself as an example because I actually needed it in that moment. And so I talk you through how, like, here's me doing the plan and executing all of the different steps of it. And you get to see in real time how it works. So you'll get to watch the video and then we'll meet back here and we'll talk about PLAN a little bit further. Hi, I'm going to share with you a really simple mindfulness-based self-care acronym, that's a lot of words, that I came up with. It's going to help you evaluate where you are in any given moment and give yourself the nurturing that you might need. The acronym is PLAN, PLAN. N. P stands for pause. You're just going to stop what you're doing, take a minute, see where you are. The L stands for look. Look inward. Where are your thoughts? Where are your emotions? What's happening in your body? And look outward. What's happening in your immediate vicinity or your life in general? What's happening right now for you? The A stands for acknowledge. You're going to acknowledge all of that. You're going to acknowledge yourself. It's a really big, important step. It's really, really helpful to self-acknowledge. And then the N stands for nurture. You're gonna do something, take care of yourself, help yourself in this moment, give yourself whatever it is that you need, or give yourself something that will help you in this moment to feel better, to feel good, to feel okay. So I'm gonna work this for you because I need it right now. So we're gonna pause. We're gonna look inward. I'm gonna notice my thoughts are feeling a little muddied at the moment, I'm actually feeling really tired. So the main things that I notice inward are body sensations. I have a headache. I'm feeling really tired in my body. It's the end of a big day. Like I had a lot on my calendar today, so it's the end of that day and I'm acknowledging, I know that I feel tired, so that's something that I notice within me. I don't really notice a whole lot of emotion particularly. Like I feel kind of meh, like whatever, and I don't feel good or bad. Outward, like I said, I had a big day. I had a lot on my calendar today. There was a lot of things I had to do, so that's something obviously that contributed to where I find myself now. We know we're coming into the rest of the day, having to figure out dinner and figuring out family stuff and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's outward. And then we're gonna acknowledge all of that. I have a headache. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge myself that I feel tired. I'm a human being. Sometimes I feel tired. I acknowledge that I had a big day, a lot of stuff going on today. So, okay, that's outward world. Yeah, I acknowledge that for myself. And now we get into nurture. And here are the ways I'm gonna nurture myself in this experience where I find myself right now. I'm gonna finish my child's snack. That's the first thing I'm gonna do to nurture myself. Then I'm gonna take some ibuprofen because I think that's gonna help with the headache and the neck and shoulder tension that I'm experiencing, probably from a lot of Zooms today. I might make myself another cup of tea, mostly in terms of the fact that I acknowledge and know that my thoughts are really muddy at this point. I'm going to call it for my work day and put all my work stuff aside and focus in on everything that we do after work, family stuff, house stuff, humaning life stuff. So yeah, that's plan. Pause, look inward and outward, acknowledge, nurture. Okay, here's what's really interesting. I've had my snack, I took my ibuprofen, but here's the really interesting thing that I noticed as I was recording this video. Just talking you through plan, pause, look inward and outward, acknowledge, nurture, and running myself through the steps of that before I even got to the actual action items of the nurturing myself, eating the snack, taking the ibuprofen, I started to feel better, which is interesting, right? How cool is it that just taking that moment for myself, looking first and seeing where I was, both inward and outward, acknowledging that for myself and going, hey, I see myself, that this is where I am right now. And now I know I'm gonna decide to take a couple of steps to nurture myself. How cool is it that that started the process and was a form of nurturing in and of itself? So that's plan. Once again, it is pause, look inward and outward, acknowledge, nurture, and I invite you to use that for yourself. So that's it. That's plan. Pause, look inward and outward, acknowledge, nurture. Pretty short, pretty simple, ready to go whenever you need it. And now I want to talk about the real magic of plan. Because did you notice in the video where I got real excited and was like, whoa, wait a sec. This all started to work before I even got to the nurture part, right? Now, yes, the snack definitely helped. And taking the ibuprofen definitely helped. But even doing that video, like that, it's not enough time for that ibuprofen to have kicked in, right? So, yes, the point of plan is to engage in an act of self-care, that nurturing part, the N. That's the end goal of the whole exercise. Noticing your needs and then taking an action to meet them is how you're going to build a powerful and lasting habit of self-care. However, the true magic of plan, the part that I got really excited about at the end, was that it starts with the acknowledge part, the A. When we acknowledge ourselves and we acknowledge our circumstances, so acknowledging what was happening inside me, where my thoughts were, where my emotions were, where my, well, like the physical sensations in my body, noticing that, and then acknowledging that for myself and going, okay, I'm a human being, and this is where I need some support. Like this is what I'm noticing, and this is the part of me that needs attention and care right now. Before I even got to how am I going to get attention and care for this, that's when I started to feel better. Just voicing that. That's when all the magic starts. So truly, it felt like a great relief to just notice what was going on for me. Notice that I was feeling tired. Notice that I had a headache. Notice that my shoulders were feeling really tense. And validating all of that. Well, of course I have a headache. I've had a long day. Maybe I didn't drink enough water today. Of course I'm feeling tired. I expended a lot of energy in my workday. It's okay to feel tired after you expend a lot of energy. So that part, I feel like acknowledgement starts the self-care party, and then nurturing comes in to seal the deal. Because it's kind of like, when you have something really weighing on you and it's bothering you and you're not sure what to do about it, and it's just sort of like your thoughts are maybe spinning on it. And then you share whatever that issue is, whatever's weighing on your mind, you share that with a trusted loved one. And magically, it kind of feels like that situation got 10 times lighter. Like it cuts it in half almost. I feel like self acknowledgement is when you show up as your own trusted loved one. And that's a really powerful thing. It's a really powerful act of self care that we can give ourselves. It's an act of self love to acknowledge and validate ourselves in that way and see ourselves in that moment that we're having. And it's an act of self compassion to witness ourselves like that, to go, I see you. I see that you're having a hard time right now, or I see that you're tired. And to just, you don't have to get to the fixing of it yet, but even just seeing it, it helps. It truly gets that party started. So that's where I feel like the real magic of plan is. It's in the A. So don't rush the A, which kind of is why I think I ended up, because you feel sort of like the L and the A almost are the same thing. So pause, P, pause, look inward and outward. So I'm looking for what's happening in my body, what's happening in my mind, what's happening in my circumstances around me. That's, and you kind of start to acknowledge then. But then there actually is a step, the A of acknowledging. Like, okay, I see myself. I see that I'm tired. I see that I have a headache. I acknowledge all of these things that are happening for me right now. And it's okay. And I'm going to witness myself and I'm going to be here with me while I'm experiencing this. And then, the icing on the cake is that I'm going to now have my own back and take an action to take care of myself. I'm going to choose to nurture myself. And there may be times when you're working plan that in that specific moment, maybe you can't take exactly the best nurturing step. Like, let's say you are working plan, you're checking in with yourself, but you're, stuck in traffic on the 405. How that probably could end up happening to some of us out here in Los Angeles at some time. So you're stuck in traffic, and so you're checking in and you're noticing like, oh, I have a headache. I don't have anything on me that I can take right now for that headache. And maybe I notice like I'm hungry, so I'm feeling kind of cranky and hangry at the moment, and I don't have any food with me that I can eat in that particular moment. So you can't take the best, let's say, nurturing steps for yourself. Even just acknowledging, hey, I'm really hungry right now, and that's making me hangry and really cranky and moody. and it's also giving me a really bad headache. And none of this is enjoyable, and I don't like it at all. Sitting there and just acknowledging that is going to take the stress of it down. And you can come up with other things in that moment. So, yeah, you can't eat anything and you maybe can't take some ibuprofen at that time. But if your mind is headed in the direction of, okay, what can I do to nurture myself in this moment? Can you put on music that you like maybe some soft and soothing music or some fun and jazzy music? Could you maybe roll down the window of the car, get a little bit of fresh air going? You're As you acknowledge yourself in that moment and then ask, how can I nurture myself? Your brain is naturally going to come in to support you. Let me come up with the things that you could do to nurture yourself. Let's see what you could do. So, I don't ever want you to skip over the A, because that is really, really important. And it's really going to support you, even if you can't take the best, exactly the type of nurturing that you need in that moment. Even if you have to delay that in some way, you can find other ways to nurture yourself. And a lot of that is going to spring out of the fact that you acknowledged yourself, and the fact that just acknowledging yourself is what gets that self care party started, gets you kind of in that groove of, oh, I see myself and I'm going to take care of myself. And then I bet your brain comes in to give you some great ideas on how you could take care of yourself. So I encourage you this holiday season, as things get hectic, as you're rushing here and there and everywhere, give plan a try for yourself. Incorporate it into your day as best you can and as much as possible. Maybe take a sticky note and write PLAN on it, and maybe people will just be like, "Oh, what kind of plan are you making?" And then you can share it with them what your plan is and the fact that you found this acronym for yourself. So yeah, that's plan, and it's a really great way to incorporate more self-care into your daily life in a pretty easy way. And it's pretty magical. And then, use it throughout December and then keep using it throughout the rest of your year in general. And trust me, you will be so glad that you did. I would love to hear how it works for you too, because I find it really interesting to hear back and know how these things are working for folks. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season, and I wish you all the best. And I will talk to you soon.